Monkey. Monkey.
What's up, everybody? Alright, so pop the chat out. And let's build something up in here. So, as always, make a folder. I named mine Flex. And then you just drag and drop that onto your VS Code. Mine is already open. And we will build something up. So in here, we're going to make a new folder. We'll make a new folder. We'll do all of our CSS in its own CSS file instead of having it all in the HTML. So we'll name the folder CSS. We'll make a new file in that folder. Name style.css. And then we'll make a new file. And I gotta drag my index out there. So index.html, CSS folder with your CSS file in there. So we will make the HTML declaration. The HTML, the head, and the body. We'll just name the title Flexbox. Meta character set. The meta name is the contents using Flexbox to build content, and then we will link that style sheet to tell it the href, relative, and the type, text, CSS. So then we can start building the up the structure in here. So what do we want to build? I'm thinking we can do something like a double nav bar at the top, then a header, and then a content section. The double nav bar and the header will be full width. The content will not be full width, and then the footer will be full width. So we don't really need to build a wrapper. We could build a content wrapper and then put the content in there to kind of like double wrap it. But we don't even really need to do that. We could just build the main content and then tell the main content to sit in the middle of the page while all the other things will be the full width of the page. I don't have anything on here I can draw it out for you, but you'll see what I mean. So let's make the nav bars. So this will be the upper nav bar, and then we'll make the lower nav bar. Right? So this is going to be, it's going to kind of be like 2 bars at the top of the screen. And then you can kind of just use them as all purpose. Like you could use like one of them as a main navigation bar and one of them as like a secondary bar or whatever. You could even use the top one for a logo and then use the second one for the navigation bar. So in your mind, you got to start getting accustomed to picturing these things in your mind, how you want them to look in your mind as you do this stuff. So just picture for now 2 bars about 80 pixels high or so at the top of the screen, at the top of the web browser. And like one could be one color, one could be another color, or like 2 different shades of gray or whatever. You know what I mean? One could have the logo in it, and the other one could have the nav in it, right? So for now, let's do this. Let's put some H1 in here and just put like logo, just to imagine if this was going to be a logo up there, and then this would be the navigation bar. So we'll put the OL in here, and then we're going to put some list items. Then we'll put like about 5 of them in there. And then inside of those list items, we're going to put A tags. And if you just pushed enter now, so li times 5 insert A, you would get this, right? Or if you wanted to put more, you could put that. So I've talked about these before. Depending on which editor you're using, you maybe, if you're using VS Code, you can do this. If you're using brackets, you will not be able to do this, I don't think, anyway. So yeah, list items times 5, insert A tags, and inside of the A tags, insert plain text that just says link. And we'll get this. We're just going to be putting dummy links in here. And there's pretty much that for our nav bars. Now the header, we can name it header or we can name it hero. It doesn't really matter. You can name it whatever you like. Here you will see headers named hero, so that's all I'm saying. And I guess we can just put H1 in here. that says Flexbox. Then we will put the main. Actually, wait. Let's do a promo section. So this is going to be a promotion section where we're going to have, this is going to be a Flexbox. Now, see, this is why, if you have the chance today, sir, could you go over making elements appear next to one another? Because that's a problem in running with my code. No matter what I do, it doesn't actually line up to the right. It just stacks. Well, that's what we're doing. If I'm understanding what you're saying correctly, the Flexbox allows you to do that. The Flexbox allows you to put content like going across the page, like, you know what I mean? Instead of going down the page. So if that's okay, yeah. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So the promo section now. But wait, before we do this, before we do the promo section, we should put a wrapper in here now. And the reason why is because we're not gonna just have one section with content in it. The content is gonna be broken up. So we're gonna have like a promo section in the main content. Then we'll have like maybe just a regular main content section. Maybe we'll throw something else in there just to look at it, right? Just to have a couple examples of this Flexbox thing. So let's put a wrapper, a content wrapper. Right, so this will be the content wrapper, and then we'll have a footer, right? So in the content wrapper, now we will put the promo section here, and we will have 3 divs in here. So the 3 divs, we will put our promo stuff in there. So we could just make something up. We'll put some H1, maybe we should use H2. Yeah, let's put H2 instead of H1. And we can say like it could be anything, like any type of deal, right? Like whoops. That was a total derp moment there. So silver, and then this will be the gold pack. So in each one we can put like, you know, something in there. So like we'll just put a paragraph text, and we'll just put a little bit of just use some lorem, I guess, text. If this is too much text in, we'll just cut some out. So it's basically like this would be the write-up underneath saying like what the bronze pack does or whatever. And then we could have a button underneath. You know what I mean? So we could copy this, paste it into each one. All right. So there's the promo section. Then we could do, could we do something else here? I'm picturing something in my head, but it doesn't look too good, so I don't know if I want to do that. But yeah, whatever. Let's do it anyway. This will be. Let's just put. I don't know what to call this section though. Promo. I guess cards. You'll see what I mean, because there's only going to be two. There's only going to be two items in here, a left and a right. So and I'm not even really sure what I'm going to put in there, so we'll just leave those blank for now. And then we'll put the next div, which will be the main. And this will be like the actual main content section where we can put like the actual content, right? So we can put some H1. And in the H1 we can put, you know, and who knows, we can put something else in here. Put some text, just some filler. This is just going to be a regular. This section isn't going to have any what's it called? Any Flexbox in it. It's just there just so we have something to look at. These two, the promo and the cards, are what's going to have the flex boxes in them. And we could put a flex box in the footer as well. We could put like say 3 or 4 boxes in there that we could use as flex boxes. So we could run with this for now, and we can start styling it up so that we can, you know, see what it's going to look like, and keep building on it. So this is what it looks like without any, you know, CSS, but we will make it look like something. So let's go up in our style.css and let's start building this up. So HTML, change the font first and foremost, because Times New Roman just looks annoying. The body, we need it to zero out the margin, because as you know by now, there is margin on the body tag. Now, I'm trying to think of a color scheme, but Okay, let's first, before we get to that, we have to do some things in here. So we got H1, H2, paragraph, buttons. Okay, so we're going to do H1, H2, paragraph, the buttons, unless we want to give them all a class, but I don't really want to do that because we only have these 3 buttons. Maybe there would be more, but if there was going to be more, let's hypothetically say if this was going to actually be a project and there was going to be more buttons on here, then we could make like modified buttons, you know, down further into the CSS style sheet. So we can make the universal look here, right? That's fine. So let's do what we got here. All I really want to do with the fonts is make them bigger. Paragraph. Let's see how this looks. That might be a little bit too big. So 24, that might be better. So if this is going to be 24, I'm going to make the H1 30, I guess. No, that's smaller. So 32, 36. There. And then I'll make the H2 34. So that's fine. The button now. How do we want the button to look? So let's say width 150, height. I'm not sure what color. Some of these things I have to change because I'm not sure what I'm going to do for the color scheme yet, but as we go, we'll tweak things if we have to. I have no clue what color scheme I want to do. So yeah, we'll just kind of do it as we go, I guess. See how it looks. The height is too high, so 40, and I'm gonna put a border radius of like 2 pixels on this, and that should there. So we could do kind of spin the gradient a little bit. so it's not going like straight up and down. Okay, so there's our universal stuff. Now we can start going down into the containers, right? Like the upper nav, the lower nav. So upper nav, just make sure that's correct. Yeah. Or no, wait, that's nav upper. So dot nav upper. So height 80 pixels should do the trick. Yeah, we'll just do a solid color of that, I guess. And then dot nav lower. Same thing, but the background color is going to be different. It's going to be lighter. So let's see how that's going to look there. So yeah, you're going to have one nav bar and then a secondary nav bar and then the header underneath, right? There is another thing we could do with both of these. We could wrap both of these in a wrapper and then tell that wrapper to have a position of sticky so they stick at the top of the page. I kind of want to do that. But actually, yeah, we'll come back to that if we want to do that. First, we need to clear out some things. This has margin and this has margin. So we need to zero out the margin specifically in the H1 in this container. And we need to zero out the margin in this OL that is specifically in this container. So the nav upper with its H1, it's really specifically the margin on the top, but whatever, margin 0. That will get rid of this white space at the top here, see? And then the nav lower OL we will get rid of the margin there so that there will be no white space here. There. I should probably darken the background color on this one. Or maybe they're not even going to be these gray colors, but you know, yeah. So .nav, oh wait, now what am I doing? .nav lower OLLI, we're going to say this, display. Now that we know the flex box, like you can say inline flex here if you want, and it'll display those links as inline flex items, or inline block. It doesn't really matter, right? I mean, both of them get the job done. Same thing. Now we're gonna have to put margin. But before we put the margin in there, let's get the size of these right. So dot nav lower OLLIA. We're going to be making the font size bigger. So let's just see how big we want them to be. Bigger than that, I guess. 30 pixels. And then we will get rid of the text decoration. So, margin. We need to push these down a little bit and spread them out a little bit. So, $15.20. Pretty much on the money. Maybe 17 would be a little bit more, yeah. Okay, so there's the two bars at the top. Then we're going to make the header. And once we make the header, then we can probably get a better idea of what we're going to do for color scheme. So, dot header height. .600 pixels. I'm kind of thinking to make it like more like a full screen type of thing. Like that. So let's figure out what we want this thing to look like color-wise. So let's make the background we'll just do a linear gradient. There's some tricks that I want to show you, but we'll probably should wait till next semester to do that. So we'll keep it simple for now. So Okay, so that can work. And we have to zero out the margin on that. And once we figure that out, we can deal with these colors up here. So, okay, so the header H1. Margin 0 on that. Now let's see here. Now these three are going to be going across from left to right. We may want to put a title, but we'll figure that out too when we get there. The nav bars, actually, we'll do those in a minute. I really don't know what I want to do with the nav bars. So the content wrapper, let's get at that. So dot content wrapper. So this wrapper now is going to sit in the middle, like it's not going to be full width like the rest of the stuff is. All the content in here is going to be squished in a little bit, right? So we're going to give it a width first off. The chat back up there. Width, we can say like say 75%. And then the margin is going to be auto like that. And then we can do the promo section. So we could do stuff like put borders on here if we want to. Maybe we'll do that. So the promo section is going to be display flex. And there we go, Flexbox. All right. The cards. For now, let's just put some H1 in here and say like left, and then another H1 and say right. Just so that there's something in there. We don't have to leave it like that, but just so that there's something that we can see. Because I'm basically just going to make two cards, like one on the left, one on the right. And you could put whatever in there. And then down here will just be the main content, right? I'm thinking I think of what damn color to put the nav bars. No idea. That looks tacky as hell. But anyway, so let's do something with these first boxes. But as you can see, it's as easy as that. We have these things, these divs here, right? And once we told the parent to display flex, what do we get? One time, right? And it looks way better with one command. So let's do something with the divs themselves. So dot promo divs. What do we want to do with these now? We can if we wanted to do this, we could do that. Align the things in the center, right? I don't know if I want to leave it like that, but whatever, I'll leave it like that for now. You could also do things like put borders around them. Like that. And then you could do something like put some margin around them so that they're not, you know. And border radius. I'm not sure if I've showed you border radius before, but border radius. See, look. See, the border radius just turns it into more of a circle. But a little tiny bit, like 3 pixels, is going to be an ever so slight rounding of the edge there. You could put padding if you needed it, just to put more space on the inside of the box, right? But I'm going to not put padding, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to say dot promo div page 1 to have a background color, or you could do the gradient thing. You could put the same one from there and put it down here, right? The same gradient behind the why did that not work? Let me try a simple color and see if that takes. No, so I have something wrong. Oh wait, is that damn H2? My bad. It's H2, not H1. There. Now, this, I would want to change the degrees on it, right? Because it's a little bit, yeah. There. Or you could even just change the colors because it's a little bit much. Maybe like take out the pink. That looks a little bit more manageable. We have to take out the margin because there's all this space at the top is margin, right? You want it to kind of sit more like this. And then if you wanted to space this out more, then you could just kind of put, we'll just make the text bigger. You could do that. One thing I do want to do though, actually, this might look better if the might look better with the font color white, easier to read. And then on the button, I want to put some margin at the bottom. So let's say 20 pixels worth of margin at the, just to space that out a little bit, like that. Now, this is a button, so we're going to want to do something. See, when I put my mouse over it, it doesn't do any, it doesn't change. That's the wrong thing. It's cursor. Pointer. So this is going to change the cursor to be a hand, see? You could put other stuff in here like crosshair, but that's not, probably not what you want to put here, but you know, you could change the cursor to different stuff. So we're just going to leave this as a pointer. And there's our deals right there. Now, okay, so let's keep this moving, and then we can play around with some stuff later. So the next part of this is the cards. Display, flex. So right and left. If I say dot cards div, and then I say flex, I can even them out to be like that. So they're going to each take up the even amount of space, right? So imagine here, if I put a border on these, see, they're both going to take up the same amount of space because I told them to both be the same size, right? If I take that out, then they're if I don't tell them what size to be, they're just going to be the size of the content that's in them, right? But if I tell them flex 1, then they're both going to be the same size. Now, if I singled one of these out and said, like, told this specific div here to be flex 1 and this one to be flex 2, then this one would be bigger than the other. But in this case, I would prefer them to just be the same size, right? And then we could do whatever inside of there. So, what I was gonna do was make kind of turn these into a thing, I guess, like height. I don't know if this is gonna look good, so if it doesn't look good, I'm gonna dash it. The border radius, we need to do that. And then background. This is gonna look totally tacky. Well, I guess I should stay with the white theme because I should probably go with a linear gradient instead, because this isn't gonna look how I want it to look, or how I was picturing it in my head anyway. So linear and we're going to make this way lighter. We need to also put some margin. Now, what margin did I put on the other boxes? 10 pixels. And okay, that doesn't look so bad. So what else should I do? I should match the blue here with the other blue there. So then I'm just going to paste the other blue so that the border matches the other blue. And what else? We can make the font, the text, centered like the other ones are. So this is the whole point of what we're doing anyway. This is how easy it is to make content sections using Flexboxes, right? And I mean, we could put whatever in here, right? Like, we don't need to, you know, really build anything inside of it. You could put images in there. For example, let's throw something in there. So let's find some images. Free images. Why does it keep bringing me to this? It's that Unsplash has like flooded the I want to get one that kind of goes with the color that I have going on there. So we'll save this. In here, IMG folder, and change this long name to just btc.jpg, and we will go into here. Okay, so I'm going to show you something. Actually, no, I won't show you that. Here, let's just do this. We'll have to give both of these a class. So class left, and then class the other one is right, like that. So they can call the dot like left, for example, and say background image URL, and then // img btc.jpg, like that. And let's take a look. and this background here, we would have to get rid of that. There. So you can do something like this too if you want. Right? Then we would obviously need to get another image for the right and then do all that. But just to show you what you can do if you wanted to. Another thing you could do is this. In the header, instead of having the background gradient, you could do the same thing. I mean, y'all know this by now. You could do something like this. And background size to contain, like that. And then you could do something like background attachment fixed, and you get something like this. So you can have something like that, something like this. Your navigation there. Now let's do the footer. So we'll say the height will be 400 pixels. See how that looks. That should be good. Background. So I'm just going to make this slightly noticeable. See, I should make it like black and then 222 or around that. Right. There's our footer. Now we have some more Flexbox to make in the footer. So we can tell the footer display flex, and then we can say the dot footer divs to do some stuff. So we're going to say flex 1, and then we're going to say border 2 pixels, solid, some color, which we will change. There's the boxes there. Margin 20 pixels. Let's brighten them up so you can see them better. So you could have like some boxes down there with some stuff in them. I wouldn't leave the borders that color though. Just, you know. But yeah, you could do something like that. You know, you could have like navigation in one of these, you know, contact in this one, maybe a blog roll in the other, and, you know, something else in the other one. Or if 4 boxes was too much, then just dash one of them out, and you'll have 3. But that is how easy it is to make make content with flex boxes. The header H1, we could have put the color like that. Text align center. And then font size, make it like huge. And then push it down a little bit. That's going to be too much. Or maybe not. And okay, let's say we wanted to do the sticky nav. Let's say we wanted to do it. Let's say we wanted to do it on the lower one, seeing that the lower one is the actual like nav bar. We could just say position sticky top 0. Oh crap, I did it on the wrong place. It's supposed to be way up here on the nav lower, position sticky top 0. There. So the logo part would go up, but the navigation bar itself would stick. I still hate the color that I have on it, but whatever. Yeah, I don't like this color scheme, but I mean, the whole point of this isn't the color scheme, it's this stuff, so that's what's up. Anyway, that is the whole gist of making content sections with flex boxes. So you got one up here, one there, one here. Of course, you can have Flexbox content going down the page. We didn't do that, obviously, but you could do that. All you have to do is change the flex direction. But this is what we needed to look at here. So we can leave it there, and you can play around with this and build some stuff on your own. Now that you know the basics. So we will cut it there, and we'll see you in the next one.